They'll say it's about streamlining, a simple, central way to verify yourself online and off. Supporters argue we're already juggling multiple IDs, passports, driving licenses, utility bills, so why not unify it all? Why not make life easier? But here's the thing. When you consolidate identity into a single point, a master key, it doesn't just create convenience, it creates control. And history tells us systems like this rarely stay neutral. Centralizing identity might feel neat and efficient. One card, one number, one login for everything. But that neatness is a double-edged sword. Because what happens when the system fails? Your fingerprint doesn't scan. The database glitches. Your name gets flagged in error. Suddenly, you're locked out of life, food, housing, healthcare, travel, all held behind a gate that you don't control. And who builds that gate? Who decides the rules? Who checks if they're fair or even working? Let's look at India and a program called Aadhaar. They claim it started with good intentions, a voluntary digital ID to help the poor access benefits, pensions, subsidies, especially for those with no paperwork or birth certificate. But it didn't stay voluntary. Over time, Aadhaar became functionally mandatory for everything. It's now required for food rations, pensions, hospital visits, SIM cards, school enrollment, bank accounts, even filing taxes. But the tech fails, often. People have suffered. Some have died. Elderly citizens denied pensions because their fingerprints had faded. Families struck off food rations over database errors. Patients turned away from hospitals for failing ID checks. These aren't edge cases. They're warnings. When you shift the burden of proof to the individual and punish them for technical errors they can't control, you break the system for the very people who need it most. This is how it creeps. What began as access becomes control. Aadhaar didn't stop at welfare. It expanded. Biometric data, bank accounts, school attendance, DNA, facial recognition trials, all quietly added until opting out is no longer realistic. And by then, it's too late. And even if you trust the people building the system, what happens when it's hacked? A centralized ID is a honeypot for criminals, for hostile states, for rogue insiders. In India, Aadhaar data has been leaked repeatedly, in some cases sold online for the price of a cup of tea. When that happens, it has consequences. You don't just lose access, you lose safety. And here's the kicker. You can't cancel a fingerprint. You can't reissue your iris. You live with that exposure forever. So the problem isn't just the tech, it's the whole idea. The more we reduce a person to a scan, a code, a number, the easier it becomes to misplace or erase. These systems are sold to us as neutral, inevitable, efficient. But they're built by humans, and humans are flawed. It's not the card that's dangerous. It's what the card enables. The real threat isn't just what the system sees, it's what it doesn't see. And by the time we all realize it, we may no longer be able to opt out.